Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Fatia from AWS Cloud Club, and I am the moderator for today's session. While we wait for the speaker to join, I would like to welcome you all to AWS virtual event. Also, can you please, if you're on the call, can you please drop your name and the country you're joining from, the virtual session from? Also, please drop if you can see me and hear me very clearly. I want to make sure everything is set. But while the speaker join us, I would like to connect with you people. Let me know where you're joining the call from, where you are joining the call from, and your name. Thank you very much. Let's do that while we wait for the speaker. Okay, in case you've not joined when I said it, I said while we are waiting for our speaker to join the session, I want you to please drop your name and the country you're joining the call from. Let's connect with each other. My name is Fatias, by the way. So let's connect with each other, get to meet each other before the speaker comes on board, like he's on board in the call. Also, I would like to remind you that tomorrow physical event, the venue location has been changed to Ilorin Innovation Hub, and there's also a free transportation. Don't tell anybody I told you that. There's a free transport to convey you to the venue, to the new venue. So please, like, okay, we have one comment already. Tijani Jami Opeyemi. Nice to meet you, Jamil. My name is Fatia. I don't know whether you get that. Maybe you're already on the call. It's nice to meet you. Please, where are you joining from? Are you a Nigerian like me? Are you joining from America? Are you joining from USA? Like, where exactly are you joining from? Like, are you joining the call from? I, I'm so sorry. In case I don't pronounce it right, please don't sue me. I, oh, Hi, Peter. It's nice to meet you. My name is Fatia. Thank you for joining the call. And in case you're not here, I said, Hi. Hi, Peter. So, in case you're not here, like when I mentioned it, the venue for tomorrow has been changed to Ilorin Innovation of there's a free transport to convey you to the place. So, yes, it's nice to meet you, Peter. Hi, Jamil. I'm also I'm a student of University of Ilorin, so it's nice to meet you. And it's welcome. Teach me work. Yeah, it's certified fashion design. That's actually really nice. It's nice to meet you, Jamil. Hi, Mohammed Mudassir. Hi, Yusuf Mohammed Mudassir. My name is Fatia. It's nice to meet you. Hi, Oluwayomi Testimony. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, by the way. I can't wait to network with you as well. Sorry, is this your first time? I want to also know, like, is this your first time joining AWS program? Are you like part of the community? Did you just see like where? How did you come across the flyer or the program, the virtual session program? Like, how did you come across it? Was it through a like, friend, YouTube, probably through the publicity? I want to like know. Let's get to talk and connect before the speaker joins us. Hi, Victor. Nice to meet you. Okay, so the speaker is here already, so you can continue dropping your name in the comment section while I try to introduce the speaker. Hi, Shukro, nice to meet you. My name is Fatia. So I will be adding the speaker to the group, but before I do that, I would like to display his profile. Hi, Mr. Habib. Good evening. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Habib. Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah. Good
Hi, good afternoon, sir. It's nice to have you on the
afternoon,
call.
good evening, everyone.
Good afternoon, good
Mm,
afternoon, good evening, sir.
yeah,
Okay, so while you guys drop
good
your
evening.
name in the comment section, I'll be introducing to you Mr. Habib, Mr. Habib Baba Sulaiman. Mr. Habib Baba Sulaiman is like our speaker for today's event, and he'll be introducing us to getting started with cloud, a guided tour into AWS for beginners. Trust me, it's a beginner session. You don't like for it, you don't know anything about it. It's your first time joining, and trust me, you're going to really enjoy. I just hope you guys are with your notepads and pen because you are going to gain a lot. I mean, so I want a notepad and pen, so I please get a notepad and pen right now. Like, start jotting things. From if it calls, please write it down. You are getting a lot. I'll also be reading Mr. Abib's bio. So please, why if I do that, I know you can clap, but can you just let's get to meet Mr. Abib like while I read his bio to everyone. So Mr. I'll be reading Mr. Habib's profile. So Mr. Habib is a software engineer at Codestone, at Code-Based Technologies, a DevOps technical writer at Spice Tech NG, an open source contributor, community mentor, and the founder of Cloud Native Ilorin. Beginning his engineering journey coding entirely on a mobile phone. Wow, that's so amazing. He now mentors and trains developers across Africa as a DevOps mentor at Shicode Africa Lagos and a community leader with AWS Cloud Club Unilorin. Mr. Habib mentors developers as a DevOps mentor at Shikot Africa Lagos and contributes to many other communities. Can, I don't know, I'm like, my head is swelling up while I'm reading Mr. Habib's like his profile. Can I just get like a round of applause or something? Like, I need to like, guys clapping while I'm talking, please. My head is just swelling up. Thank you, Mr. Habib, for joining the call. I will try to upload your slide on from my hands, and you can try add, you can start your session, sir. You can have the floor, sir, Mr. Habib. Sir? Okay, sir, Mr. Habib, you can proceed, sir. Okay, I think Mr. Habib is trying to set up some things on its side. So let me see. Is there any new comment? Oh wow. Is your first time joining AWS and yeah. That's very, very nice. I can actually see the video of you guys are doing the publicity. Everywhere I go, I open my phone, I'm like AWS community, the program tomorrow, and that's really amazing. You guys are doing a good job, Janine. It's nice to meet you again. Good afternoon, Mr. B.
Please. Okay. Thanks. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
All right.
Welcome, sir.
Baba Suleiman, and I'm the tutor for today's workshop.
Yes, you can hear you, sir. I can hear you. Please, can you hear him? Just drop it in the comment section if you can't hear him. But I hear you, sir. So you can continue, sir.
So, if you can hear me, I shall begin now.
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, the session for today is all right. So, getting started with the cloud, a guided tour into AWS. And this session is meant to be a beginner friendly section whereby you actually don't really need to join with a laptop. Like, you don't have to code along or do some technical stuff along. Just listen and learn. And we actually get to the demo, but it is more of hands-on than follow-up session. So my name is Habib Baba Suleiman. Next slide, please.
It's nice to meet you, sir.
Next
Please, this
slide.
is the slide you requested for. Okay, next slide, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So I'm the founder of Cloud Native Ilorin. We initiated it earlier this year, and it is a chapter from the CNCF community group. Next slide. Next slide, please. So I advocate for beginners from low resource environment. You will get to know why I actually advocate for those who think their resources are not enough to uh, to begin their journey in tech. You will actually know the reason soon. So finally, you made it here, and I hope we are all happy to be here. Can I get some thumbs up or some emoji to signify how happy you are to join this session? Yeah. So next slide.
Yes, sir. I've changed the slide, sir.
Next slide, please. Couldn't see network. Bye. So now this is
Sir?
why I actually used to advocate for people with low resources who think with their simple phone or their bad, like a little bit bad system, they can't actually learn to code or even become a DevOps engineer with it. You can actually, because I was with a phone, and with that I was able to scale to where I am currently. Next slide. Now, by the end of this workshop, you will understand what cloud computing really means. Like, what does that concept actually mean? Some understand why some doesn't. Some understand it to the fullest, why some just understand it partially. So we will get to have a better grasp of it soon. And why AWS is the world's leading cloud platform. Key AWS services categories like compute, storage, database, networking. Next slide. Security and IAM, monitoring serverless, how to navigate the AWS console, how app, cloud applies to everyday real world problems, and more. Next slide. So now, what is cloud computing? So in a simple definition, cloud computing refers to, that is, the cloud allows you to rent computers instead of buying them, store unlimited files online, access services from anywhere, scale automatically, pay only for what you use. Now, for a beginner, even though as simple as these words actually are, you might actually find it still hard to understand. But basically, it just means that there are some cloud provider out there, which are, we have three types of cloud. We have public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. But the most common one is the public cloud, which AWS happens to be one of it. So when we talk about public cloud, we provide publicly accessible computers or servers, in which someone who is building can actually rent those computer and rent them for a particular time. It can be for a year, a month, a week, depending on your use cases. You rent it, then you pay as you go. That is, you pay at the end of each month based on the amount of resources you have used. So for instance, can I actually get some reaction? If you are a developer, can you just give some reactions?
You can just drop it in the comment section because I don't think you can make like you can drop reactions there.
So,
But please let us know when
Etia,
your
please
thoughts in
can
the
you help
comment
me
section.
monitor it? Like those who are developer.
I'll do that. You can continue, sir. When I get any comments, I'll let you know, sir.
Are there developers here? Or
So you can please drop that in the comment section. If you're a developer, if you're just new
all
to
right.
the program, you want to know how to like get started, please can drop it in the comment section. Thank you very much.
Or anything you are into, not necessarily have to be a developer. You can be a data analyst. You can also be a social media account manager or anything. So when a developer actually
Exactly.
build, they build locally. That is, they build on their system. With you building on your system, it the hassle or the issue with building on your system is that no one can actually access your application. So you being a developer is just like a writer, maybe a book writer. When you write a book finish, like the manuscript will only be with you, and it is only those you want them to see that manuscript that will actually see it. You like, if someone is interested, if you eventually introduce what you actually wrote to someone and you tender it to the person, the person will have to request from you that, oh, let me see what you have written, and you will now be the one to give them one by one, show them, then collect it back from them. So that is how it is you building on your computer. Because anything you build on your computer, it is not accessible to anyone until you make it public to the cloud. So you making it public to the cloud is similar to you going to publish your book and make it accessible to people so that they can now start buying your book, then pay you for reading and learning through your work of art. So similarly is what building on the cloud actually is. So for people to actually access your what you build, you are actually have to deploy it on the cloud, on public cloud such as AWS, Azure, uh, and many more out there. So in another simple term, the cloud is someone else's computer, but smarter, cheaper, and infinitely. That is, it is as if you are just communicating with AWS. Oh, AWS, I heard you provide free well, I heard you provide cloud services for me to deploy what I just built or anything that I just want to make it accessible for my computer. And all your viewers will tell you, oh, yes, I do that. So how long do you want to use it? Which kind of resources do you want? Is it that you just want to make a picture of yours accessible from anyone without you having to actually show people your pictures from your laptop or from your phone as the case may be. So similarly is how AWS actually work. So next slide.
Okay, so before the next slide, somebody, Obasa Rema, dropped in the comment section that she's new to AWS and she's a UI UX beginner. Also, she's learning product design using Figma.
All right. So that is interesting. And as a product designer, you will have to work with developers. And and for you to actually actualize that a developer do what you design for them, you will need to be able to access it on the cloud. So with this, AWS come into play. And for instance, if you access it on the cloud and you notice that, oh, there are some lapses over there, and so if the developer or your DevOps team doesn't really know how to solve the issue, with your hands-on knowledge from AWS, you can actually come into the play. And with that, you are not just a product designer, you are someone who has a vast knowledge across tech stack. So I hope I'm able to introduce you more and and like make you be eager to learn more about AWS.
I hope you got that, Rema. That's in giving you some tips on how to like combine product designing with AWS, like how it can help you. You can continue, sir.
All right. So why AWS? Firstly, I think I skipped that, and I'm sure all of us should have known what AWS actually stands for. So which is Amazon Web Services. So can does any one of us know Amazon? Like we should have been hearing
You
about
can please drop it in the
Amazon, but
comment section.
not AWS itself, but Amazon as a whole. So I will be waiting for the answer for that. So the full meaning of AWS is Amazon Web Services. So it was launched in 2006 to provide compute and other cloud resources for business people or for companies who wishes to launch their product on the cloud instead of having to go to buy their own personal computers and run their own data centers. So today, AWS serves as is the global leader in the cloud adoption, power companies like Netflix, TikTok, Spotify, Airbnb, etc. So mainly Netflix that we all watch movies from run all its stack from AWS. So Netflix is like the biggest consumer or customer for AWS right now. So, and now we have over 200 plus services. AWS has over 200 plus services. And when it comes to service, another thing is you might be thinking that what does actually this service mean? So it's just like you as a business person. So you might be selling, like your services ranges. Your service can be maybe you are selling clothes, you are sewing clothes. Selling and sewing is different service. Maybe you are selling some shoes, sneakers, and any other business you are doing. So same is AWS. So service refers to infrastructure that AWS provide, whereby with like each of them has their own unique service that it's provide. So and we have and for beginners wanting to try out AWS, one of the issue is, oh, okay, I want to start out with AWS, but the issue is I don't actually have money, like my dollar card or now they accept naira card. So my naira card, I don't have any money there, or you are just even just lazy or feeling reluctant to put your money into what you are just learning that you don't know maybe you will earn from it yet or not. So AWS also provide free tier, and this free tier before it lasts for a year, but now it has been enhanced and lasts for 6 months with proper proper credit. So high availability. Now when it comes to high availability, when we talk about high availability, we mean how long your server, that is your computer, or in a layman's definition, your application, what your product, your application, your website, or your or anything you hosted on AWS, how long can it last? Like how well can it last, and how long can it resist a lot of requests? So with AWS, you are very much assured that your service has a 99.9% availability. That is, it is always available. Whether you request whether you you are having millions of requests daily or not, AWS get you covered, and their services will never go down. Though it goes down sometimes this year, but yet the 99.9% availability is still there. So the 0.1, the remaining 0.0.01 is just for the downtime experience. So please, next slide. Now, service categories. So before that, I would like to share my screen. So please, next slide. Okay. So before leaving this slide, I would like to share my screen. So I hope you can always see my screen. Can you see my screen now? Hello, can you hear me? So I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, I can hear you. Well, I can't. I'm trying to like make sure I can see your screen from here.
Oh, I think you have to add it to backstage or something. All right.
Yes, we can see your screen now, but it's not very clear. Maybe it's from my hand or it's my network.
Okay. Is it somehow
Yes, I
clear
can
now?
see your screen. Yes, sir. Sorry,
All
everyone,
right.
can you please see the screen? Please let me know in the comment section if you can or if you can't. Okay, yes. Someone said they can see your screen, so we can go ahead, sir. Thank you very much, testimony.
All right. So here is now where the demo begin. everything we've just been talking about since is just like a theory. Now, for us to understand AWS better, you just go to console.aws or AWS console. Then the first link will navigate you there and you can create an account. And once you have an AWS account created successfully, so you have access to this. So this interface is referred to as AWS console. So with you having access to this alone, it is as if you are also using AWS service. So this itself is also the AWS service. It is the front end aspect or that showcase all AWS service. And here alone, you can provision your service, use them, manage them, and do anything you have to do with anything you are building. So can I get the slide also?
Okay, sir, I'll do that right now.
All right, thank you. So in 2026, when AWS launched, they launched with two main services. So which is this S3, this S3 and EC2. So now we have compute. When we talk about compute, we mean a service that provides server for us, whereby we can host our application at ease. So this EC2, I hope you can also see my screen and also see the slide at the same time also. So can you confirm that, please? So I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
All right. So AC2 stands for E. There stands for elastic. C it just mean double C. That is EC2 2C, which is cloud compute. Elastic cloud compute. It is for provisioning a computer. It works as if you have your own computer. Then within that computer you can learn, maybe when you want to learn something, or host an application there, and it will be publicly accessible from anywhere. And other service that fall under compute is this VPC. So we also have VPC and many more like that. Under we have database. So under database is where DynamoDB is. So that is why I asked earlier that is there any developer here. So those who are developers, especially backend developer, will get to understand what database actually means more, and those in the data engineering aspect of things, such as data analysis, AI engineering, big data, data science, and more. So we have DynamoDB, Elastic Bean, Stack, and many other one under the database aspect of AWS services. So we also have storage. Under storage is where we have S3. Please, are we all following? And if there's actually questions so far, you can just let me know. Or if there is something that I should actually ponder on better for better understanding. So as I await that, I will continue. So we also have S3, which is the object storage. It falls under AWS storage services, whereby you can actually host your picture, videos, or documents, or even code there and save it there and make it accessible publicly for people, or even secretly for you to just save on the cloud and be able to free up your system. So we also have some services under networking, which is example of service under networking is load balancer. So we have application load balancer and network load balancer in AWS. So for us to understand all these things better, because I think I need to explain better what these things actually mean. So let's start again from cloud. When you hear about cloud, it actually means three things. We have private cloud, we have public cloud, and also hybrid cloud. So what does public cloud mean? Public cloud refers to an external company providing cloud services for you. I don't think you actually grab it. So when an external company provide provide cloud services for you, whereby you can rent it and pay as you go. This refers to the public cloud of thing. But when we refers to private cloud, is when you, the company, actually is the one managing your cloud yourself. Because when you actually buy a service or rent a service from AWS, so AWS is responsible for the security of the cloud. So that is the security of that service is on AWS. If that service should go down, AWS will be the one to cater for it to make it come back up. Or if your data, or if there's an infringement into the service, that is external infringement, whereby it is not caused by you, but rather it is caused by some people trying to manipulate AWS services itself. So AWS will be the one to cater for it and recover the service lost. But in private cloud, you are responsible for everything. You might have your data center, and for your own data center, you provision your own cloud yourself. So example of service that provide private cloud is OpenStack. So in a sense, let's say you have a quantum computer, or a computer with a very large resources. So from that computer, you can actually create your own cloud from it. That is, create your own version of S3, EC2, and others. Then with that, you can now host your application on it. So whereby you are responsible for both the security of the cloud and the security in the cloud. And an hybrid cloud is the combination of private cloud and public cloud, or combination of a physical server and a cloud server, which is public server in this instance. So I hope you are able to grab the concept of cloud better. And AWS
I'm actually
being,
graphing it, so I'm very sure the answer is
all right, thank you very much. So now, AWS being the leading public cloud provider in the industry right now, they provide many services, and these services ranges across many stack. So such as what is listed there: compute, database, storage, networking. Please, next slide. Also IoT and many more. Next slide, please. So identity, serverless monitoring. Now, when you first have access to AWS, the first thing you will interact with is this console. So you, after creating an account successfully, I should actually walk you through creation of account, but if time permits me, I will do that. So you have access to this console, and with that you have different widgets. So all these are called widgets. All this section, this first section, this second section. So and these widgets are mostly appeared based on the recent service you interact with, and just like your own personal dashboard whereby you can monitor everything you have you've been doing recently on AWS, and also have access to some latest news. So as this the AWS started with S3 and EC2. So let us the one of the most, like, I don't know which one is the most popular service of AWS, whether it is this S3 or this EC2. Some actually say EC2, but I think both of them is the most popular. So let us walk through how to create a service on S3. So S3 is just for is tagged as object storage, whereby whereby you upload your files and you get them deployed here, and you can access it on AWS as much as you like, anytime you like, and it is not as costly as other service because you have less to pay for. So to create an S3 bucket, like each the bucket is like the uppermost directory, or the name you want to store some category of files or folder you want to upload. So basically that is what bucket stands for. So then you navigate. If you want it to be publicly accessible, you can just unblock it. For this demo, I will make it publicly accessible for this demo. Then I will acknowledge it, though it is not advisable to be publicly accessible because you want to you want to secure your data as a company or as someone building on the cloud. You actually want to secure your data and don't want anybody out there to have access to your data. So that is why it is always advised that you make it private, and you can now access it through other means. You can configure load balancing for it, and when you host it on maybe on EC2, or you host it on Amplify or other service, by then you can now access it publicly. So let us name it something. Let us name it AWS Cloud Club. I hope you can all see my screen clearly.
Yes, sir, we can see it, sir.
All right. So it is meant to be unique. That is why you have to actually be careful when naming your S3 bucket, because it has to be unique, like globally, not just maybe within your service or so. It has to be unique globally. Now we can now click on this bucket and try to upload something. So let me add a file which should be an image. So which image should it be? Okay, let me upload this. So then upload. So this is just as if you are uploading an image on you're uploading an image on your Google Drive. Let's say someone asks you that, oh, can I get your picture? And you feel like maybe in a form, you are asked to submit your picture. So the first thing that will comes to your mind is, oh, where can I upload my picture so that I will send the link to this person and this person can access it and confirm that yes, I've sent it to him or her. So that is what this actually also stands for. So it's as if you are uploading your image or an image or anything on the cloud, because Google also is a cloud. Google also has GCP. So I guess it won't be accessible. So another thing to also talk about. So let me try to access it here. All right, we get access denied. So and all this gibberish. Yeah, even though we let AWS know that we actually want this service to be publicly accessible, yet it won't be accessible yet because we have not defined the permissions and everything for this bucket. So please, I'll have to I'll have to copy something from here. So it is just a piece of code to define the permission for the S3 bucket. So properties. AWS Console of Ilorin. So now let us define the policy now. So we can now try to access this. So as you can see, the image is now accessible now that we have defined the policy. And for the developers here, they might, or for everyone also actually, we might try to, we might need to understand what this, how this policy actually work. So pending the time this one loads finish, can I get the next slide?
Okay, sir. Just a minute.
All right, thank you.
Okay, sir. You have it, sir.
All right, all right. So EC2 is for virtual machines in the cloud. So it is also used for hosting websites, running backend apps, game servers, and many more. Next slide. So you see the same. Next slide. Okay, this is light sail. Light sail works like Verse, just like Verse Amplify, Verse Netlify, and many more. And we have S3, which I just show us the demo now. Next slide.
Yeah.
So we also have database, which is RDS, and DynamoDB that I also talk about recently. So for those who are in the data domain, they will get to use more of this, more of RDS or DynamoDB, which is for the non-relational database. This one is relational database service provided by AWS. Next slide. So VPC, I've made mention of that also before. So it's just like you creating the network layer inside your computer. So basically that is VPC. That is where you get to configure the subnet, configure other things also like routing, security groups and others. So next slide. So IAM, okay. So basically IAM is just you configuring the identity, and the information we can see here are like the IAM information. This account ID, the IAM user, and other information that can be configured through IAM. So next slide. So we also have cloud wash, viewing logs, tracking metrics, setting alarms, debugging applications. So what is actually this cloud wash? It's just like the observability service provided by AWS, whereby you can see your metrics, your application metrics, know how much query your application receive per day, per month, and also monitor it, see why one or more service is failing on your application, and set alarms to get notified on anything you want. Next slide. So we also have in AWS we have the concept of serverless applications or serverless services. So we have many serverless services across different stack or different service category provided by AWS. So when it comes to backend aspect, that is where Lambda falls in. We have Amplify for the front end aspect. We have ECS Fargate, and we also have some other services under the container category and many other service out there. So next slide. So we've done creating an S3 bucket. So with time won't actually permit us to launch an EC2, and viewing the AWS console, we've done that. Understanding the IAM dashboard, I've also explained that a bit. So next slide. So reward application of all this service. So hardly will you see a company today without using one or more AWS service. Our banking system, they use it. JAMB, WAEC portals, they also use AWS services. WhatsApp itself, even though WhatsApp has its own data center, that is its own physical center, whereby it provision its own private cloud itself and manage its own cloud itself, yet they still use AWS service out there that they can't make available by themselves. And I said earlier, Netflix video streaming. So Netflix runs largely on AWS and university attendance system. So when anyone from the university or the university itself want to build an application, they will actually use AWS service. And another fun fact is there was a time I was querying the AWS portal and I get to know that I was querying the Ilorin portal. These are our current portal, and I get to know that it was actually hosted on EC2 also. So if you know about SSH, so you can just run some nmap query on the portal and you see that this portal is hosted on AWS EC2 also. So next slide. So now the next thing is, this is just like an overview and introductory section. So there are many ways to get started with AWS. You can practice weekly, build small projects, join communities, earn AWS practitioner certificates and other certificates out there, and start with free tier. But you will ask me, like, how will you actually do all these things that I listed here? So please, next slide. So this platform provide you to learn and build on AWS. So example is this community now, community-led events such as AWS Cloud Club, Ilorin, and this event that we are on, which is the student student community day led by AWS Cloud Club. So with this event, we can learn more about the cloud and so on. We can learn from YouTube. AWS Educate also provide free, like all the courses on AWS Educate are free. AWS Script Builder, some are free while some are not free, but largely they are all free. So thank you very much, everyone. So this is a recap of what we have learned. And is there any question?
So if you have any question, please drop it in the comment section and I'll read it out to Mr. Abib. But Mr. Abib, thank you so much for the program, for the enlightening session. To be very honest, I don't really know much about AWS, but right now I feel like I've gained a whole lot of knowledge and it should not be free. But thank you so much for that program. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the session. Okay, so please, if you have any
So
question, you can drop it in the comment section. So I'll read it out to Mr. Abib.
I don't have the time. So I'm still waiting for the question.
So I've no question yet. Everybody's saying thank you so much. I feel like everybody learned as much as I did. So everybody's really, really happy for like they're really thankful for the program. But someone is asking, someone said, can I get started with AWS without linking a card?
Yeah, you can learn. Are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm
Alright.
hearing you, so I can hear you, sir.
Yes, if you don't have a card, but it is advisable you get a card, even if it is a zero naira card, you will still get free credit of $100 and extensible to $200 that you can use for 6 months. But you can actually get started with AWS, learn as much as you want without having access to the your own personal console. So from AWS Skill Builder and AWS Educate, they provide lab, learning lab that lasts for like 30 to 1 hour, and you can learn there and also practice along. So and with that, you actually learn a lot also. It's just always advisable to have your own personal account so that you can build more production grade application.
Okay, thank you very
Yeah,
much,
that
sir.
is it.
Read one. I'm very sure that Mr. Abib already answered your question, but if you feel like you still have more questions, you can drop it to the comment section. Also, if you still have questions that is not read one, like maybe you have questions from the session, question that you've been like you just want to ask, you can drop it in the comment section and ask Mr. Abib. Also, please, while we do that, I'll be dropping a survey. Can you please help fill the question? Thank you very much. Mr. Abib, Ridwan says, can kindly recommend a direct resource for beginner to build his or her first project on AWS.
All right. I think I'm still sharing my screen, right? So there's a
Yes, sir.
platform called um, AWS Builder Center. Though to learn, like to build some hands-on project, you have to check some repo out there. But there are some projects in here that are very much beginner friendly. Oh, it will take some time for me to see it. But there are some projects here whereby they are simple and you will get to learn a lot. Once I see the link, I will share it on the group. So, but another way
Okay,
is
sir. Thank
just
you
to
very much.
get up repo.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay, I think Mr. Abib already answered your question, Ridwan. If you have any more questions, please drop it to this session. And please don't forget the physical event for tomorrow is holding at Ilorin Innovation Hub, and there's also free transport to convey it to the venue. So please make use of the advantage. Thank you very much. Here is the question again. We're also ready to you for the event. You can fill the form right now. You can fill the form after the event. You can fill it anytime at at your own convenience. So thank you so much, Mr. B, for joining the call. Thank you so much for the amazing session. I really learned a lot. My notepad is actually filled up right now. So thank you so much, sir. We really, really appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, AWS, for making this possible. We really appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. And
Thanks,
thanks
sir.
for having me here.
You're welcome, sir. For someone
So
who is
I've seen
in
the
the
link I'm looking for. Should I share it here?
Yes, you can share it to me, sir. I'll send it to the comment section. Also, there's also a question here, sir. The person says, for someone who is in the program that did not have a background in AWS technologies, but is proficient in other technologies to build the same project, how can one resolve that in short time?
How can one do it?
One resolve that in short time.
All right. So what skill does the person have? So I will need to know that to better
Can you please
explain
drop the
better.
WhatsApp in the comment section so I can relay that to Mr. Abib? Also, I'll be dropping the link
So
you asked for. Read one. So, okay.
all right. So another thing before he answers that question, another thing is you don't actually have to be a developer. before you can get into, like you don't have to be a software engineer before you can get into AWS. Like even if you are a data analysis, there are AWS service for you. Even if you are like embedded system engineer, all these with IoT system, there are AWS service for you that you can leverage. Also, if you deal more is with AI annotation and all these generative AI stuff, there are many AWS service out there that you can just simply use to build without you having to learn how to code or even understand anything about like not just coding, about the cloud. So we have Bedrock, Amazon Bedrock. There are many AWS service under Amazon Bedrock whereby you can just simply learn more about AI engineering there and build a generative AI application in minutes. In just 2 minutes, you have built an application. And a few months ago, I built a resume generator from it in just less than 5 minutes. So that is it. You don't actually have to do someone. Yeah, that is it.
Okay, I think probably Asaf is not available right now because he hasn't responded to my last question. So I feel like the key
So
takeaway Mr. Abib mentioned is that you don't really need a laptop for it to start AWS, start like become like a you're a beginner. You don't need a laptop for AWS program and all that. So please don't use I don't have a laptop as an excuse to not get started. You don't need a laptop. Mr. Abib already said that. So please let's get started. Like let's start working on things. You already gave us both. So let's start working on it. Thank you very, very much. And thank you for joining the session. Okay, I think Asaf is unable to like join the call or is having some network issue. I can't see his reply. So maybe I'll go to the live video later. Maybe we'll drop his comments and I'll relay that to Mr. Abib, then get back to him. So thank you so much, Mr. Abib. I don't want to take so much of your time again, but thank you so much for joining the call. I really, really appreciate the session. It was so amazing. Thank you so much, sir. It's nice to have you, sir.
yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice evening, sir. Weekend, sir.
All right.
Okay. Mr. Abib, are you still on the call, sir?
Yes,
Mr.
I'm
Abib.
seeing.
Okay,
Yes.
so Asaf said
Yes.
he's a backend developer. So he's into backend development.
Okay, that even make you closer to being a cloud or DevOps engineer. So, as a backend engineer, and you are not fully ready to transition into cloud or DevOps, one of the way to get to like to fill the gap of you being in AWS and also being a backend engineer is leverage on using AWS services on your on what you are building. I'm sure as a backend engineer, you are using Postgres and you will feel like, oh, I want to get a Postgres service. So instead of you trying to look for free Postgres service out there, like going to maybe Neon or any other free provider out there, you can actually leverage on RDS, AWS RDS, use it, implement it into your system, and also maybe when you want to do some things that deal with object upload, like maybe profile picture and any other one. So you can use X3. All these services are like they have free tier and they are costless compared to other AWS service. And if you want to deploy your application, even if you for just for testing. If you can afford to pay AWS for a month or more, instead of you having to use Netlify and other platform as a service, come to AWS, use EC2 or use the Slide Sale, which is also AWS version of platform as a service. So I hope I'm able to answer your question. So with that, you will get closer to AWS and also still maintain your backend aspect of things.
Okay, Mr. Abib, Ridwan is asking that instead of Cloudinary X3, right, can you use render? I don't think I understand because he sets it in like in sections. So I feel like I was able to like get it right. Right, Ridwan, can you please like type it right so I can relay the message very well?
All right, yeah, I understand what you're saying. So
Okay, sir.
Cloudinary also provides object storage, just like S3. So, but as for render, I don't know if render provides object storage, but I know they provide Redis service. They provide what again? They also work as platform as a service. They also provide PostgreSQL. So, but for object storage, I'm not sure render provides that. But with AWS S3, you are good to go.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the session. I really, really appreciate it. We all appreciate your what you did, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Ridwan is also
Yeah.
asking that I should state the AWS alternative for the following: Render, Vessel, Cloudinary, Neon, and Zoho.
Also, okay, for render, we have slide sale. So, and I think I made mention of that. You can write it all down also to take note. So, slide sale is AWS platform as a service, which we can use in place of render. It made mention of Cloudinary. You can use S3 instead of Cloudinary. And for PostgreSQL, you can use RDS. And for those who deal with non-relational database, you can use DynamoDB also, provided by
Okay,
AWS.
okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Ridwan. I hope Mr. Abib answered your question. Thanks so much for joining the call. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. See you at the physical event tomorrow happening at Ilorin Innovation Hub. Bye.